Let's get into some WWE hot news. Bailey at the All-Star game. I think we covered that last show. JD gets into a beef again with another person, with Eddy Thorpe. Our guy, my guy over here, my cuz, okay, Eddy Thorpe. And JD goes, I have zero connection to Eddy Thorpe. Oh, sorry. I have zero connection to Eddy Thorpe. How and why is this man a thing on this show? Oh. And then JD goes, annoying doesn't mean connection with the audience. And NXT Underground was largely a failure that produced zero memorable moments. His tweet to me wasn't about his heel work. My tweet to him was about his on-air character. He took my criticism to heart, that he made it about race too. So let's get into this. Eddy Thorpe responds to JD and says, a man with zero perspective outside of his own. The fact that there are people that connect to me and what I represent, and it means a whole lot. No surprise like a guy like you can't find it in him to connect to an indigenous character. My feed is full of this. Yeah, it's hard, man, as an indigenous dude as well. I feel like we got largely skipped over, as far as just all I got to say is that they don't really care about us, only, But no, I'm not even, it's not about playing that card. And I get it if a white dude couldn't, let's say, connect to a white Italian mobster, couldn't connect to like an indigenous dude or whatever. That's chill. And Thorpe, that's not, that's like your job and my job to show people, to represent. You know what I mean? We got to hold it down. We got to do our goddamn thing as well. So there's that, right? Because it just depends what area you're in, like for the longest time, people would say, oh, like Jewish people aren't good at sports, and then MJF is like, I take pride, and that was like a whole promo he cut. Same with Goldberg, was like, I take pride in proving that thing wrong or whatever. So it doesn't matter what people think. It's about how you conduct and how you carry yourself and what you do in life, man, being a good person, all that kind of shit. That's what I believe in. And just repping your, you know what I mean? So, but it's not a shock to me either. And I don't think he was saying that to be kind of gross. But then he's like, my timeline, my feed is full of this. And that's fair too. That's fair too, if you feel like an overwhelming amount of people might not connect to it. And I mean, it's not really out there in everyone's faces the way other cultures kind of are in the Americas, I would say. In Canada largely is, it's more prominent here, which is good. And I'm going to defend JD here, which is usually I'm always kind of going, JD, come on now. But I'm calling out Eddy here a little bit. Bro, he said, I have no connection. Why is this a thing on this show? Now, then you're allowed to respond too and be like, yo, what this guy's talking about. But it is just his opinion. It's not the masses. You do connect to people. You're a heel strapping people down right now. And they just gave you a big win over Trick Willie. Don't sell for JD. You know what I mean? Just don't sell for these people, man. We know. Just keep proving them wrong. You know what I'm saying? But JD responds and goes, I've watched pro wrestling for 39 years. I've covered the sport longer than you've wrestled. Yes, please make it about race, ethnic background, because I don't know well and good enough that maybe you're boring. Or is my opinion on a scripted sport not allowed, Eddy? Give me a break. Yeah, and I'll defend JD now here a little bit too. Again, it's more a criticism of the writers if you think about it, Eddy, but I don't know how locked in with NXT has JD been. Is he as locked in with NXT as I am? He seemed to be more of an AEW guy. Until very recently. So don't even take Eddy. Just don't even take this because. And then JD, like he gets a kick out of when you sell for him, it just blows his up more and more and more. And I'm not mad. I ain't mad at you. I'd sell for me. I wouldn't be mad if FTR Dax Harwood didn't block me and just talks to me, and then I get a bunch of more followers who are like, no, this guy's making sense. Let him cook over here, Dax. I wouldn't be mad at that either. But ultimately, Eddy, you're giving him what he wants here, right? You're validating his opinion to people by letting it know it bothers you when you could just prove this guy wrong. And you can let him, I'm not saying you're not allowed to respond to, I do. When people are like, oh, you're going to go talk to two people on your dumb show no one listens to? I'm like, bro, on Wednesdays, we can get like 4 to 450, depending on what's going on. Like, and I only got, almost 6K subs now. I always say 5K, but we're at 6K pretty much now. So yeah, I'll respond to that too. But Eddy, you're also a heel. I would have responded and been like, bro, don't make I'd have said some like, don't make daddy come spank you, and then, or some with the strap. Maybe that's a little too sus, but hey, Thirstcast, no. Hey, we get sus here at PWT sometimes with the, no. We accept everybody. Everybody love everybody to the fullest, the PWT, you know what I'm saying? No. Road Dogg, Brian James, has been named the new co-lead writer for SmackDown. A bunch of fans jumped on this. Oh, he was this blah, 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 blah. Well, AJ Styles, who wrestled earlier tonight, came to his defenses and had Road Dogg's back. And AJ was like, before judging this guy from his past performance as the head writer, just know that there was a man who picked it apart to the point that it was no longer his ideas anymore. And that's Vince, pal. So it's official. Kevin Owens has officially challenged Sami Zayn to a match at Chamber in Toronto, Canada. Seth Franklin Rollins reveals that he may be interested in running WWE after the current regime has decided to move on when asked about plans for post-retirement. Yeah, he's Triple H's guy, and they're grooming him. And he could totally be, no Diddy, but he could totally be that dude one day. Why not? And it could be Punk down there running NXT, and they don't like each other IRL, but they'll make it fun work. Man like Derice, or man like Derice, I have no idea, is on WWE's radar as a potential signing. So this is like an ID thing, I think, or several talents in WWE have been pushing for the signing of both Rio and Derice. Rio, and not the Rio y'all know from AEW, a different Rio, was recently spotted at the NXT Performance Center for NXT tapings, but was just visiting at the time. So WWE decides to lift their ban fully on marijuana. Wrestle Purist gets this quote from the Speakeasy podcast of Michin Mia Yim saying, so before marijuana used to be on the WWE drug list, and they took that off a few years ago. So when I get home on Saturdays, I do that. I just chill out all day, and then I get back into the gym on Sunday. Amen, sister. Sundays are kind of like that for me. I try to make sure I have like everything, you know, I make sure I have like videos uploaded way in advance, and so I can just chill. You know what I mean? I modded out my, I homebrewed my Nintendo Wii. Shout out Plenty and Pixel Art. So I have like 10 billion games. I have like every Nintendo game ever on this thing. And it's awesome. So that's what I've been doing on Sundays. You know what I mean? Just chilling out and watching Cobra Kai, which is unfortunately over. So shout out Michin Mia Yim in Minecraft, of course. She means in Minecraft. But no, I think pretty much even YouTube's like pretty, I think we're chill on that now. You know, I think everything's pretty chill. But still, the joke remains forever. Because when I came into YouTube, the people I sort of studied, that was kind of the code they use. So we'll just keep it going. But yeah, I think it's pretty lenient now. But anyways, ShowSpeed says he genuinely thought he was going to die following the spear from Braun Breaker at the Royal Rumble. He's still on about this, man.
After this, bro, the day after the when Braun Breaker speared me, chat, bro, I had probably one of the worst headaches. I couldn't move, chat. I could not move, bro. I thought I was genuinely about to die. Like, real talk. That was maybe one of the most craziest, worst experiences ever. Like, real talk. Like, I'm being so serious right now.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's funny. Everything that could have went wrong for him did, other than like the moment how viral it went. So it was also revealed, I guess this is via Fightful, so I guess it's gossip, but the minimum pay for a WWE talent on the main roster is in the range of $200K to $300K, with a number of talent earning in the millions per year. Now, here's the thing. My guy Dose was on the show, and it looks like your boy Phil didn't miss, and I was right again. And shout out Dose, but I was like, you don't think anyone, I think what I was saying was, you don't think anyone in NXT is getting the main roster money already, like 200, 300, 350,000, $250,000? And then he was like, no, there's no way. But here's the thing. I know for sure people in NXT, and this isn't, I'm a dumb, I don't know anything, but I know for sure, chat, that there are some people in NXT, this may have been like mainstreamly reported as well, get main roster money, like some people, and main roster people like the Good Brothers, who then had to go down to NXT, they were getting main roster money for sure. And we're seeing, like, you mean to tell me Bayley was just on NXT for like a few weeks, she's getting main roster money, you know what I mean? So Some people for surely are. You can't tell me Julia's not getting a little more than like Sol Ruka or like Lola Vice. Come on now, right? There's a little more value to that. So you can't tell me Ricky Starks ain't getting a little more than, or maybe Ethan Page, but Ricky, he's probably getting a little more than Trick, even maybe the same, maybe a little, who knows? Like, it's got to be up there. But yeah, and I threw that number out there, not entirely ignorantly, but I was like, yeah, like 200, 350, I even said, but like $250,000. I don't know, dude. The base salary on the main roster is apparently 200 to 300 now, and that's awesome, bro. Epic. Like, there you go. Uncertainty. Like, if you can make it to that main roster, you can lock in about 200 grand now for them to bank on you to deliver, right? I get it. 8 million for less dates. Osprey, bruv. That's great. But like we said on this show, it's fast money and the longevity, being a legend, being in the Hall of Fame. Oh, that doesn't mean, I don't know. It kind of does mean something now. The video games, having them keep you on a Legends deal. Like, they don't set up retirement funds, but they're like trying to pay people and things like this, to who gave their bodies and their time and stuff like that. It's a new regime in WWE. I'd want to be a part of it. Not saying don't get, if you're like a young guy like MJF, get all your money in for sure. But the idea was that everybody's stock would rise. And no, I mean, a lot of people called it. I'm certain I said it too. But the opportunity, especially with them being on Netflix and having Netflix eyeing up everything, all the superstars and everything. Look at Roxanne just selling her ass off, getting ragdolled around, looking like the baby face after being the mega heel in NXT. Brilliant work. And that's what I mean. So Roxanne got called up. Do you think she got a pay bump? She was probably getting around close to 200K before. No, I don't know when she renegotiated her deal or whatever. Plus the merch. Plus if you go over your cup, as MXM explained it. Plus, the bigger payouts for WrestleManias and when they sell out crazy and do these crazy TV deals. So yeah, definitely this is just a good thing for all of wrestling. So I know people would clown on AEW like, man, Daniel Garcia is probably getting $250,000. I've made that joke. He's probably making like 250, 300 grand. Here's the thing. He would never be on the main roster in WWE. For sure not yet. You could compare it. Like, there's guys in AEW who, because I've just seen a few sickos be like, oh, but if AEW is paying, but really think about it. If Pete Dunne's making 200 grand, is that worth it? Over, let's say, like Danny Garcia making 200 grand a year, chat. Asuka warns everybody that her X account has been hacked by crypto scammers, so don't click on anything she posts, okay? Definitely don't do that. The commentary team for LFG is Vic Joseph, who's just killing it. So Vic is on NXT, on SmackDown, and during the commercial breaks, it's not Jackie Redmond who's been doing the 4-way hockey team tournament. It's Vic Joseph, guys. I don't know if I mentioned that during the show. So on Raw, it's Vic interviewing people, doing triple, quadruple duty, doing LFG as well. And I love it, man. And Borash hearing his voice again is great to hear on that. And they do a really great job they do their commentary in post, clearly. But then they do it live for because there's two types of matches in LFG. There's ones that are in front of a crowd before NXT, like dark match style. And then there's ones that are just in front of like 20 people, in the PC. And they get judged off those. So it's just a really great show. Here's a funny, I don't know, chat. Let me know what this is from. I don't know what this little sketch is from at all. Huge pop from me. I popped so hard. Here's Triple H and Stephanie. And hopefully I don't get yellow flagged for the music. And how you play it all about control. And if you can take it, and if you can play it, it's all about
Really?
What?
Do you have to do that every time we get in the car to go anywhere?
What's the point of having entrance music if you're not going to use it?
Well, where does that music come from, anyway?
What the was this from? That's so funny. So John Cena, they announced some dates. He will be live on the road to WrestleMania in Brussels, Glasgow, and London this March. The last time he'll ever be there, folks. Get your tickets now. There you go. He'll be on Raw 17, 24, 31 in Europe. Those crowds are going to go bananas for him. Shout out Cena the GOAT. I'd love to get you on a Netflix show soon. One of these Raws. Jesus Christ, the guy filming movies. And I'm sitting here like, oh, that's not very fair, John Cena. That's not very fair, John Cena, to go to Brussels and Glasgow and Leeds and Blackpool and all these other places. And my throat's kind of sore, so I don't know if my impression's hidden right. But that's not very fair, Eric. Oh, come on now, Eric. That's not very fair for John Cena to go to Europe and not even announce dates in America yet,
Oh,
Eric.
come on now, Eric.
And while I have your attention, might I divert it down towards the link below, WWE Fanatics. There might be a sale on right now. Who knows, you might even get a dick pill or two. Go to WWE Shop and use the promo link below and hook PWT up, because it's not very fair. It's not very fair that people get Blue Chew ad reads and I don't when I'm trying to make a living for my family, Eric. You can use that promo link next time you grab a shirt and support him like me. Oh, we're done.